Hey guys, it's NimBruh, and today what I'm doing is another story kind of video. I've done another one of these about first time drinking story, and this is going to be the time when I got mugged / robbed. I recorded this a few days ago, but then I accidentally deleted the footage, so I'm having to record it again. But yeah, let's get on with the story. Alright, so I was 15 at the time, and I'm 21 now, so that was close to 6 years ago. After school I went to the library, and I was doing some studying for exams. I was there for a couple of hours with a couple of friends. After the library, after we went home, it was 4:30, and then we walked home. Me and my friend Alvin, we started walking through the park. We got there, it had been about 5 o'clock, so we were walking through the park, and then the park has a big path down it. I did a vlog in the park, so if you watch that you'll know what the park kind of looks like. But yeah, we were walking down the park, and then got near the end of the park where the car park was, and then you could either go through the car park and out that gate, or else keep on walking down the path and then out that gate. I seen there was 3 guys down the path, so I felt very suspicious about them. There was just that vibe, that feeling that I didn't think we should walk past them. So then I said to Alvin, do you want to walk through the car park? So then he was like, yeah. Then we walked through the car park, and then we got about halfway up the car park, and then this guy was like, yo, he was saying something like that, and he was like, come here. And then I was like, why? And then he was like, come here. And so then I should have just kept on walking, but me and Alvin, we walked over to him, and he said something stupid, like, I don't know if this was his first time trying to deal off someone or whatever, but he was like, a girl in your class told me to give me all your money. And then I was like, whoa. And then I was like, don't have any money. And then he was like, give me all your money. And then I was like, I don't have any money. So then me and Alvin walked away. This guy that was calling us, he was 14 years old. There was a 17-year-old who was like, well, like way taller than me. There was also another guy who didn't want to get involved. I'm not too sure what age he was. And then that 14-year-old who called us over, he was like, phones, give us your phones. And then we just kept on trying to walk away from these guys, and then they kept on like following us, getting like real close to us. That guy kept on shouting, give us phones. And then that 17-year-old, like really tall, he was trying to get my phone off me. And then that 14-year-old went to my friend and kept on trying to get phone off him. This 17-year-old, he was like really tall. I don't know, he seemed really stupid. He kept on being like, phone, like that's the only, he kept on just saying like, phone. And then I was like, why do you want my phone? I was really scared and really anxious inside. Why do you want my phone? I said that a few times, and then he pushed me in the ground. I fell back. As I fell down, the button in my trousers, I was in a school uniform, but my button came out because my trousers were tight on me, so my button broke. After that I got up, and then he kept on saying, give me your phone. He got me in a headlock, was sort of like strangling me, like trying to choke me out or something, I don't know, holding on tight. That 14-year-old guy was like, he'd do damage to you or something like that. I was like trying to escape, but like I couldn't get out of his headlock. He let go of me, and he kept on like walking towards me, and I was walking back, and he kept on being like, give us your phone. That 14-year-old, the other guy, he was trying to get the phone off my friend. He kept on running around in circles. He was like, no. He ended up pushing me, give us your phone, sort of thing. I was looking for it, I was freaking out. I was like, holy crap, if I don't get my phone, something's seriously gonna happen to me if I don't get my phone. So I was like freaking out looking for my phone. Where is it? Because I was wearing a blazer and it was in one of my pockets. I just couldn't find it. And then he pushed me into this bush. Finally found my phone, held it out as I was laying in the bush. He took it off me after I took it out. I got up. He was walking towards Alvin because he was gonna try to get Alvin's phone. Just as that happened, a car came into the car park. They looked at the car. That bigger guy was like standing beside me, and he like whacked me in the left eye, I'm pretty sure it was. That gave me a black eye, but it showed up like a day later. There's a little bit of cut on it. The person in the car I actually knew. He was a friend of mine. He was going to cricket practice, and then I sort of told him what happened. He went on to cricket practice. I asked him if he seen the guys run, and I told him the story. He punched me, and then they just bolted off. And then the third guy who didn't do anything, he was apologizing to us because he didn't want anything to do with it, but he was sort of with these guys. Yeah, so me and Alvin walked home. Alvin was asking me if I wanted him to come in my house with me. And I went into the kitchen and told my mum, because she was at the sink, and then I told her what happened, and like, my phone is still. My dad came out of his room. I explained to my dad, and then my dad phoned up the police He reported an assault. I'm not too sure whether they checked the camera first or the police came to my house first. Yeah, they checked the cameras first after my dad reported the assault, and then they seen guys running from the park, getting into some car or whatever. A few hours later, the police came to my house. They asked me what happened and stuff, and then they wrote it down and like wrote what colored things they were wearing, just really, and then they asked for my details as well. I think the next day police called back and said that they got I'm not too sure whether they came to my house and said or they called on the phone, but they caught the guys, and the younger guy, 14-year-old, he had the phone on him. So yeah, I think the 17-year-old was put in the jail from doing assault. I think he was actually on bail. If you don't know what bail is, that's pretty much like you're due to be in court, because he had like assaulted people before and stuff. The next day, I think my mum took a photo of my eye just in case for evidence. A few days later, I went into the police station so they could the photographer could take some photographs of my eye, and then I sort of explained what happened in a little interview room. I'm not too sure how long after, but I got a letter saying details of the two guys, the 14-year-old and the 17-year-old who was involved. I actually had that paper. I couldn't find it. I thought it was in one of my drawers, but I couldn't find it, unfortunately, because that would have been good to show you guys what was done to them or whatever. I actually didn't have my phone for a couple of months after that. It took ages for everything to go through the courts and stuff. My dad was still paying a contract of mine, and then I didn't have my phone, that SIM card, so that was still being paid off. I was like topping up a different SIM while that SIM was still like being contracted for a couple months afterwards, so we tried getting money from that 14-year-old guy for that, but it didn't go through for some reason. I'm not too sure why. I think it was a year or two later, I seen this guy again in the park with one or two other guys. I was with a group of friends. Him and some other guy was drinking up in the park, and then one of the guys he was with, I was scared in case that guy recognized me, but I don't think he did because he didn't say anything to me. But the guy he was with was trying to steal my friend's hat. It was a Batman hat. It was pretty cool. Or no. He took my friend Ryan's sunglasses he had, and then he was saying Ryan was asking for his sunglasses back, and he'd fight him for them. So then Ryan was just like, just keep them. He was a real jerk. And then Ryan said afterwards, if he took my hat, I would have fought him for my hat. That was awesome hat. That's pretty much a story of the time I got mugged. Like, yeah. I hope this was interesting to hear. Oh yeah, after that happened, everybody in school was asking me like what happened and stuff, and I had to explain this. I explained the story to loads of people in school. That's pretty much the story. Hope you enjoyed this little story time video, and if you want to hear more stories and things, let me know, and I'll think of more stories I can tell you guys. But I hope this was interesting, and leave a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe for more, and until the next video, peace.